We're back again on my racing lawnmower for a really technical, difficult weekend of racing with some incredible battles. And what we're finding now is that dialing in this lawnmower is going to be tougher than we originally thought. Let's get into the racing. So here we are lined up for race one, very first race on this track, and we get an absolutely terrible start. So Dino on foot number 43 gets up ahead, and also Richard on 16, but we do manage to slot it up the inside of this long right hander, which then goes into a quick left-right chicane. It was incredibly technical, really hard to get good momentum out of here. Now you might notice a little bit different to our usual videos, the group 3s and group 4s are racing together, so we've got tractors and lawn bugs on the same track. Now important to know is that we're just racing amongst us bugs for the weekend, so I'm trying to chase Dino up in front, but you can see here number 15 on that tractor is in our way, so we're going to try and find our way around traffic. So I'm going to try around the outside, up the inside of the next corner, but he does manage to swing it around the outside, and so that does allow Dino to get up ahead. So I'm going to try and take the Joker lap to get around him. So I pull off to the left here to try and go through the Joker, and unfortunately number 15 goes through here, and actually he's going through on half throttle. So I decide I'm going to stick up the inside, seeing some space here, and actually I get on the brakes and not enough happens. I just don't have grip, or there's an issue with my brake pedal. I didn't know what had gone on there, and actually I managed to hit him, which is really unfortunate, and looking back that was my fault, but it was definitely a frustrating moment at the time. I was trying to keep up with the guys in my class, and I was getting held up, and he went through that Joker lap, which is easily flat out, not flat out. So we're going to try and make our way past here, this time without making contact. So we go around the outside and up the inside of the next corner. So we have got clear of number 15. We now have number 22 to deal with to try and get ahead, to catch Richard up ahead. I'm currently sat 4th in class, so I'm going to try and take 3rd here after some issues early on in this race. So 22 and number 16 Richard we're all very bunched up together, and I do manage to go around the outside of 22 on the tractor, which should have more cornering grip, but through those tight corners I think we were a little bit quicker. So I'm going to try and get up and find my way around Richard, who is actually going to be my teammate in a couple of weeks on this mower in the 12-hour BLMRA race, which is going to be incredible. We'll be making a video about that. You can see the dates just here. You should definitely come along and definitely say hello. And so this mower is actually running a setup for that race, so it's got a much bigger gear on it, so it's better at the end of the straights but worse out at the corner. So actually we're going to try and use that to our advantage here, and I pull up the inside, and actually I see the one lap board, and I saw the checkered flag, and I thought that was the final lap, which is an absolutely rookie mistake I've made here. I go back around to finish the race. Tells you to play to the whistle and pay attention. So we're going to jump straight into this second race to see if we can do a little bit better, and we do have an incredible battle in this race. So you can see my lower gearing compared to Richard really helps me off the line here. I do manage to fly past him, and we're in the melee with these group 4s. We're just trying to find our way through here. So I am actually leading our class at this point, so I'm really happy with this position, and so I'm going to just try and get through this and try and not lose any time. We were definitely finding this weekend that the group 4s and group 3s are kind of carrying different speed in different places, so you can hold each other up through different sections. So I'm just trying to minimize my overall race time, and that's going to be the focus here, and the Joker lap is definitely going to come into it. So we are allowed to use this, and we have to use it only once throughout the race, so the time at which you use it is going to be very strategic. Here I'm in some clean air, so in my helmet trying to make the decision, what do we do? Do I take the Joker lap while I'm out in clean air, or do I try and just set a lap time? So I'm going to try and take the Joker lap, carries much momentum through here. It cuts out a couple of those corners, so we do come through here at a good pace, get on the brakes. I've gotten in a little bit deep because we're carrying more speed than usual, and we do skip ahead a lap. And so we have just had a lap of clean air, but now behind me we've got Sean Tanswell, a very, very quick racer who is going to try and get behind me. You can see through there that Dino has put in a couple of good laps and then taken his Joker lap after me, and so he's got ahead. But we've got Sean Tanswell all over the back of us, who's been racing a very long time, incredibly good racer, particularly at these overtakes. So I'm just trying to do everything I can to stop him coming past me. Now on this track, and in general actually in lawnmower racing, it's all about the exits. Someone's more likely to beat you by getting a better exit than you than they are outbraking you into a corner, although we might see some of that later. But into this, I'm just trying to line up the exit and then get on the throttle as hard as I can there out of that corner to make sure we get a good launch out. And into this top right-hand corner, this was definitely where I was weakest. And you can see Sean is going to try around the outside, cutting back. And is he going to try and go around the outside of the chicane? He is. An incredible move. He made it very difficult for me to hold on to that. I chose to defend the inside. He just went around me. He does actually make a small mistake, tipping up on two wheels there. This track really did try and force you up on two wheels. And he is managing to get away. You can see his pace here. So we are going to come home to finish this race in third after a lap there. A decent result with a good battle. So we're going to try and learn from that and move into this next race. So again, you can see Group 4s, Group 3s, we're all very closely together. As we get a good launch off here, I do manage to beat Richard off the line. Again, that's just a benefit of having my lower gearing. So I am in the lead of the Group 3s at this point. We're just trying to let the Group 4s get through without too much trouble. So Alfie on the number 27 comes through. You can see the pack is very, very bunched up. Again, with incredible drone footage this weekend from Josh. So thank you very much for filming this and sending this over. And we've got 255 who runs a little bit wide, Jamie Watley. And we're going to try and find our way past him. Again, you can see how in some of the corners we're quicker. In some of the corners, particularly the longer corners, they're quicker and on the exits there. So it's about trying to get through the stage. I know everyone is going to be gaining on me behind. Dino and Sean, who are the really quick guys this weekend, are going to be gaining on me so much. And so if I get stuck in traffic, I'm going to try and find my way around. So I'm making a decision in my head, what do I do here? So Dino chucks it around the outside and decides to take the Joker lap, but actually he's just got stuck behind Jamie Watley, exactly the same as I was. But Richard has come through as well, so we are, after looking like we were going to come out free of traffic, we have got Richard in front, so we are going to try and make a move here. And so going around the outside, we've got Sean just behind us as well. We're in this tight threesome for second, third and fourth here. And so Richard is going to look up the inside. Well, he's going to cover off this corner. So I'm going to go around the outside, down the Joker lap. I'm deciding it's worth taking the Joker lap now to get out into clean air. So you can see as we come just out, flying out of this Joker lap on the brakes into this corner, Jamie up ahead, and then Dino in front. So we are currently sitting in second, and so it's going to be about hanging on to this position. I know Sean and Richard are going to be battling behind me, and I'm just trying to hang on here. A really, really tricky race here, and it was just really, really physical, and you could see there were sections that were very, very slippery and some that were very, very grippy, and so it'd often throw you up on two wheels. So we've got Sean all over the back of us here trying to look for a move. Every time I go inside, he's going to look outside. Same vice versa. He's going to be all over me. Incredible at racing very, very close together. And so he's going to be trying to pressure me into a mistake as we do go past the 1 lap board. So we've got 1 lap to finish this race. I'm just covering off this move, so I'm trying to make sure he can't go around the outside, and he is going to have a look, but as we get up into this corner, he does have to bail out there. If we look back at this from the drone footage, you can see I was trying to take the normal racing line. Maybe you could argue I ran him off, but actually we spoke after this and Sean said this was all okay. He was running out of space there. But yeah, so a close incident almost there, and I do manage to hang on to the position just by the skin of my teeth. And as we come around this bottom corner, I'm going to come through to get a second, which I'm super happy with. Some great points to get on the board here as we come through. Some great commentary from Dan there. And so we were really struggling this weekend with getting up on two wheels. It was really causing problems.
You were a bit tippy this week. Like the whole way through that bit, you kept
I was just up, like, hanging on.
Yeah. I was like sitting there thinking.
Are you struggling with two, like it biting and turn?
It doesn't go fast enough.
Yeah, I have to back off in the corner to put it down. That's
Never. So we're going to get straight into this 6th race. We've skipped ahead a couple. Now I want to speed through this race here. I did go up on the tyre pressures to try and settle down this tipping, but you can see it's still a problem. Normally you go up on the tyre pressures to reduce your overall grip so that the mower slides rather than tips up. So we're going to take our Joker lap nice and early, and I didn't realise this, but I got followed through by Dean, and look at this dive bomb. I just wanted to show you this out of this race because it took me by surprise. It was an incredible move. I did manage to nearly hang on to the position into this next corner, but Dean got all the way around the outside. I'm going to show you that again coming out of here. It's just so late on the brakes. I was trying to set up the exit and Dino's like, no, I'm going to take this position and send it into the apex. So a really incredible move. Actually, this was a bit of a dull race, so I'm not going to take you through the whole thing, but we did come home in 3rd, getting some good points, but we're going to get straight into this next race. So this was actually race 9 of the weekend. You can see just how many races we get in. Incredible value for money. Great racing for what it is. I do recommend you check it out. So we're going to get another great launch after having much better gearing than Richard here. So we are settling out in front. Because of the reverse grid, it's meant that I am able to get out in front, so I can choose the strategy through this race to try and select when I take my joker lap and when I don't. So on this first lap, you can't take your joker lap, so I'm going to have to settle in, try and set a really good lap time on this first lap, and actually I get slightly tipped up there. Again, it's just a really issue I was having, and around this corner I had the same thing, so you can see it's really hurting me here. So Carl is going to go around the outside again, take the exit from me a bit, so that's caught me up, lost me a little bit of time, and now we've got Richard Atherton up the inside making the problem a little bit worse for me, and then Alfie slots it through as well, manages to go around the outside into that chicane. So I am having to battle these group 4s a little bit, which is a shame. You know, we've all got to try and get through the traffic as quick as possible. So I make the decision to take our joker lap early. Now actually looking back at this, I'm not sure this was a great decision, so we'll see how this plays out. As we come through this next section, we've got Kenny all over the back of us. He's trying to find his way by to get on with his race and catch the guys up ahead. Again, Alfie comes by again because we got him through taking that joker lap. And we're just going to try and set the best lap times we can. Whenever there is a joker lap like this, whenever you take your lap, you've got to just put in the best times you can, because people can beat you by putting in better lap times, as opposed to, even though you're not racing on the same section of track, you are racing for times overall. So Sean is going to come out behind us. So actually we're still leading this pack, really happy with this progress. It's still about just keeping our head down, making sure we don't make any mistakes. And Dino is settling in behind here. Now he hasn't taken his joker lap, and so we are a little bit worried about him later on in the race, because he could take it on the final lap and get us all. So still keeping our foot down. Again, in the helmet on the mower at this time, you don't really know what strategy everyone is doing. Sometimes you'll take a look over just to see who's taking their joker lap when. And actually Sean is going to try around the outside, and I'm going to try and go around the outside of that section, so we do manage to fend him off with some great racing, a little bit of contact there. And actually I go into that corner a little bit deep, get up on 2 wheels, again it bites me, and as he goes right through that section, he makes me back out. Incredible move from Sean. He has managed to find his way around the outside. Now I do expect he's going to run away now with superior race pace, but an incredible move there, really great battle. We do love to see that. And up ahead, the front pack of Group 4s is really closed up, so Kenny's going to try around the outside of Richard Atherton, and they're battling. And as we catch up with Dino, he is also still yet to take his joker lap and following in behind, so we don't know where he's going to come out. I'm still in second in this race, and we're just trying to see where we are. You can see I'm, sort of third of a lap ahead of Dino. I don't know whether that's enough to cover off that joker lap. And so you can see that this race, and actually we're going to come through to finish the race there. We did manage to beat Dino there through that section, so an incredibly close race, and we're going to jump straight into race 11. And this was going to be my closest deal yet, just trying to get a win this weekend. That was my only focus, is just try and win a race. So we're going to again follow a similar pattern here, go through the first lap, run the best lap time we can, try and take the joker lap while we're in clean air, get some more clean air out in front, and just try and run away from this. So we are just going to come a couple of laps later and tune in here, and actually the guys behind have caught us up, so we've got everyone all over the back of us, as we're going to see in a section. I do make a tiny mistake clipping a hay bale there, and Dino's going to try up the inside. He can't quite make that work. I'm going to turn in, cover off this next corner, get back on the throttle to try and get the best run out we can, and then down into this bottom corner where I know Dino is going to be really strong on the brakes. He was incredible through this corner throughout the weekend. So that is 1 lap to go. All we've got to do is hang on to this, park it on the apex for this next lap, and Dino's going to go all the way around the outside of that long right hand corner and up the inside for the next corner, taking the position away from me on the final lap. And that was an incredible move. He's just got so much confidence around the outside there. I was so terrified of it tipping up and throwing me off there. But actually, we have closed up to Dino. See if we can make a position on this final corner. He does run a little bit wide, but not enough to allow us up through. And that is going to be another second place for this weekend. Again, some really strong points, but just not close enough. So we're going to try and go into this last race of the day. And we do manage to get Richard again on the start, again because of our lower gearing. So just settling in, trying to get up through, and Carl is going to chuck it up the inside. Again, we're getting caught up with the Group 4s. at this stage, throughout this first lap, I was just trying to run away, make sure they can't get by me. And Carl runs a little bit wide, which does make me check and sort out my line. Again, he's getting up on 2 wheels, so it's not just me that's struggling with that this weekend. You can see the mower's all over the place, and whenever it gets up on 2 wheels, all you can do is either put it down by steering away from it, or get off the throttle and let the mower slow down gradually. You can see actually Alfie's getting up on 2 wheels there. Everyone was having issues with this. And so we are going to come into this top corner. Now Alfie's on my left, so I can't take the Joker lap like I normally would. So we're going to try and take that later on. Alfie did, I put my hand up there because he gained by cutting the corner, I think, a little bit there, but not to worry really. Now Sean has taken his Joker lap, so he's got ahead of us, and so he's going to be up behind Kenny, and I'm actually hoping here that costs him some race time and we can gain. So through that corner again, I lost a little bit of time by getting up on 2 wheels. What are we going to do here? Are we going to take our Joker lap now? So yeah, run around the outside, take our Joker lap, see if we can get ahead. What are we going to do? Are we going to come out alongside Sean? And we do manage to get on the brakes and just steal back first place. So after him taking that Joker lap early on, we have managed to cover him off. I think him being stuck out behind Kenny did cost him a little bit of time, and we've capitalised on that. So we're even Stevens, no more Joker laps for me or Sean. So what are we going to do here? Is Dino going to get involved in this race? We'll see later on. So now it's about practicing what I've been trying to do all day and just hit my marks, make sure we're braking at the same point, getting on the throttle at the same point, getting a good run out of the corner. You can see Josh with the drone there managing to keep up with us and provide us with some great footage for this. And as we come around this top corner, do get up on 2 wheels slightly, but managing to keep it tidy, managing to keep it in the middle of the road. We are going to go slightly defensive for Sean in that top corner. Again, get on the throttle. We're just trying to back him up on the apex to make sure he can't get a run out. That's kind of how this goes. We are parking the bus really for this race to see what we can do, just to see if we can hang on to this position. Still no 1 lap board, so at least 2 laps to go into this top right hand corner. I knew this is where I was weakest, so I was trying to just drift slightly away from the racing line to make sure they couldn't throw it up the inside. Again, getting a good run out of here. It was super bumpy into this top right hand corner. It was really technical. Through the left, again back on the throttle, trying to stay away from Sean here. We have managed to just keep 1 mower's distance between us. Still no 1 more lap board, so hanging on to this. The races always feel like they go on forever when you are leading. And so Sean is going to try around the outside here, but we do manage just to cover him off. So you can see as soon as I leave an inch, he's definitely going to go for it. Managing to, you can just turn the mower when it's loaded up through that right hand corner. I was really struggling to get the mower to turn in, but Sean just manages to pivot it through that section and chuck it on the inside. So finally we've got the 1 lap board, 1 more lap to go. I know Sean is going to try something here. He's going to try anything he can. Again, he's going to try the cutback and go around the outside and into this next corner. What are we going to do? He just gets up on 2 wheels again and has to back out with the throttle, and we do manage to take that position back. We've got a little bit more breathing room. What are we going to be able to do here into this final lap? Coming through the left-hander, getting on the throttle, trying not to make any mistakes. Sean is going to go deep to try and line us up on the exit, but just gets caught up here. And we are going to come through to finish that race and to win it. My first of the weekend. I was super pleased with this.
Oh, that was good.
And after a really tricky weekend, battling some issues, not only with my brakes and with tipping up, we did manage to come home with a win. So do make sure you like and subscribe for more. We're going to be racing again this weekend, and then in a week's time, we're doing the big one, the 12-hour race. See you then.